Darker than the blade, cups deeper in my kickstand, leaners in the misplaced creatures. I'm a fortified, a sanctum of force. Distort Morse code messages, ignore the reports. Where do we go?
He's John Ryan.
And he's Jonathan Prince. Is it that way or that way? Which way are you?
We never know, man. But we know what we are, right? We are
brutally Johnest.
Brutally Johnest out here.
All over it. All over it. All day.
What's it called? A few people are feeling my country and western tune in my imagination.
Why not?
Why not? I mean, no one's commented, but like, I enjoyed it, man. You could see it on my face. Did you see at the end that I like re-recorded the lyrics?
Yeah, I did notice a little bit of editing and a little bit of like lightening on the softening of the light around you as well. So
for real, man.
All tricks making me look fat and old. I know you do. I know your tricks. I know your pranks.
Oh man! So what are we on today, man? It's where are we at now? It's like week number what?
159. It's 2027, I think. The world's being destroyed.
I think in my world it's Sunday the 14th of June.
There you go.
Sunday the 14th of June, man. So it's about a week after we did the last show. Thanks for everyone who tuned into that and all the people that have reached out since and stuff.
I'll stop measuring the week in terms of days. Now I'm doing it by meals and bottles of wine.
So how many?
Day 47. Day 47.
Meals and bottles of wine. Is that 47 meals today? Or 47 bottles of wine?
Today's one of the days I fear. It's when the sun comes out and everyone starts doing their barbecues. But people around where I live can't barbecue. They think, put petrol on it. Put petrol on it, put a flame on it, mate. That's what you need. Petrol and flame.
See, it seems like there's a sweet spot for barbecues for you then, bruv, because ultimately, when you spoke a couple of weeks ago, you were saying that people cook their food in the oven and then put it on the barbecue. That annoyed you.
That's just Jamaicans.
It's all the whole of the Caribbean, man. The whole of the Caribbean, trust me.
I've been Grenada. They're different. They're different Grenada.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm sure that happens in St Kitts and Nevis, and I'm sure that happens in...
Nothing happens in Nevis. There's just a post office and a pub. There's nothing goes on there.
Who do you mean?
There's a tree. They've got a tree as well.
Anthony Hamilton's from Nevis. You know the dude who... Yeah. Hamilton, the American...
Hamilton?
Alexander.
Just say his name.
Not Anthony Hamilton. Remember, Alexander Hamilton, innit? I had to sing the song. Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, isn't it?
I think, yeah, stick to the country music.
So
listen, starting off, right, I found a piece of music that I think is the most appropriate piece of music for these times, right?
Okay.
Now,
why is it appropriate?
Well, it's appropriate because it's all about what we're doing to ourselves and our cities and our towns and all the rest of it. And it's appropriate because right now, people need to wake up.
I hate the fact that you're talking a really serious point and then I heard something go off on your phone, you tried to style it. Have you silenced your phone?
Silence now. That's live, mate. That's the beauty of live chat. You just never know what's going to happen. If there's a fire, I'm going to put the fire out.
Right.
This man, right, the greatest, I think he is the ultimate love voice. But he's also, a lot of his tunes, him and Marvin Gaye, they've done some tunes about reality and life and the world. But people don't remember the happy, sloppy stuff. But this tune is just, to me, Wake Up Everybody, Teddy Pendergrass. The world will get no better. We've got to change the world, just you and me. Mic drop. Done. Teddy Pendergrass, one of the greatest ever singers. When you set me that 10-day challenge of music and stuff, it was just so tough, just chopping them down for about 30 different albums. But
let me stop you there, because it wasn't me who sent you it. You sent it to me. A few people have sent that to me, and I feel like I should do it, but I don't feel like I should do it now.
Yeah, I said you sent it to me just to kind of give the air that we're actually professional and we have a relationship rather than just two strangers.
But what you were actually doing was calling me out for not having done it yet.
Yeah.
Nice.
I thought we cut that bit out. And it's really interesting. This just shows how technology works, because the message I got that interrupted the start of our show was a picture of a cat. But it looks like Ed Sheeran. 250,000 years of evolution. This is where...
Do you know? Oh man, I need to explain to you my tune for the week, and talking a lot on this show about me making music, but I'm not really playing any of my music. So today there's a particular track which was created. It came up on my Facebook, and we created this album like 7 years ago. So yeah, still feeling fresh, and the track is by a group called Lucid Troops. So Lucid Troops.
It's got a Z on the S.
No, that's TROOPS. You can see it in the below, in the link below. But yeah, this track is called Where Do We Go? Because it's my own tune, I could actually play a little bit more than I normally would.
Where do we go? I don't know, you don't know. We lost faith, but we still got hope. But we strive to push on wherever we go. Where do we go?
Yeah, man. So the lyric basically goes, where do we go? I don't know, you don't know. We lost faith, but we still got hope. But we strive to push on wherever we go. And I feel like that's like now, innit? Like, feel lost in a lot of the stuff that's going on at the moment, man. Like, it's been an emotionally draining couple of weeks and that.
It's a good time. These are the best days of our life.
Times have changed, man. Take a lot of energy, innit, really?
Great. It's great. This is how the world should be. If you don't like something, stand up and say, I don't like it. I disagree with it. Argue your case, fight your case, but have an opinion that you've formed by educating yourself or listening to people who know what you're talking about.
Indeed, but as you've seen in the last week, sometimes that opinion doesn't have to be formed or formed by the person giving the opinion, and it sometimes doesn't even have to be considered by the person giving the opinion. And sometimes those whom have the least ability to digest what they're saying have the loudest voices.
That sounded really profound. That sounded like something you get on them posters, you know? Consider the simpleton, for even he is worthy of your time. Well, I went to this new age spiritual thing once with my hippie mate, and I sat and I was just mesmerised. And at the end, she said, I could see you really got a lot out of that. I'm like, I was working out how much this man's charging per head. Thinking, I could do this. Because he literally sat there with, consider the rainbow, for the rainbow is made up of many colours, just like humanity. But I wanted to go about the rainbows in the sky. Are you saying that we should all like live in the sky? What? It's all that kind of stuff, you know?
Jimmy lived in the sky sometimes, didn't he? Jimi Hendrix?
Not my kind of music, mate.
No?
Not my kind of music, Jimi Hendrix. No, I used to share a room with my cousin, who is a year younger than me. His mum passed away when he was little, so he came to live with us. And he loved Hendrix. And he used to smoke a lot of weed, and like to put on Hendrix, man. Like, listen to this tune. And it was only after about 6 months I realised the record was scratched. They would have
There
it,
must
man.
be some harder way out of here.
The record scratched, mate. That's not. No. Anyway, that's my contribution to the musical section of the show.
I'll be honest, man. I rate Jimmy. Whether I was like more into his music, I haven't really got his music on my phone and that. But like trying to play his stuff, you realise how much of a genius that person was. Here's one for you, right? My guitar tutor told me this. Jimmy was so good on the guitar, apparently, because he used to be in the military. So he's got that kind of mind where you can just be regimented and learn, innit? And just get on it.
Yeah. Again, you know, look, whatever you listen to is your thing, but it's kind of whole. Like, I don't like hairy music, you know, like really hairy music, you know, that kind of heavy metal, Motorhead. And once that, I think it's gonna be hairy music, mate.
It's funny you say that, right? Because have you heard the term greb?
Greb.
Yeah.
No, isn't that a train stop in Hamburg?
Zagreb,
The next stop is the Greb.
No.
What is Greb?
So when I was a kid, right, I know this in my head is true from what I know, but it might not be the same for
It's
everyone,
true.
right?
No, that's true. If you know it, it's true.
When I was a kid, right, you used to have like in Kettering where I grew up, there was like rappers and there was like grebs in it. Grebs were people who were into like Nirvana and Jimmy, like guitar music. Do you know what I mean? Now people still to this day, some people who are into that sort of music class themselves and consider themselves grebs. But for as far as I know, the etymology, so the rooting of that word, comes from people suggesting that these people don't wash so much. I say that because I'm not suggesting that, right? But like as if to say, like, you don't.
I'll suggest it. I ain't scared. I'll suggest it. They're sweat hogs.
So people used to call them. People used to call them greybacks, Like, say your back is grey because you don't wash it, innit? And then grey back was like abbreviated to greb.
Now, when you go buy them albums, okay, there's £10 or £8 and hand in your soap. That's how it works.
For the next couple of weeks, I'm going to throw a few tracks from that album. It's an album we created, me and some very good friends. At the moment this week, we can't deny that there's a lot of, I don't know, man, it feels almost like the media, or in some way, like the world's itching for some sort of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Do you know, like race riots, or not race riots, but like segregation, innit? Like trying to pull the people apart and like start one person beyond another person. It's funny because we talk here. I wouldn't say in any way that I don't see in colour, because when I look back at you staring at me, you clearly look different to myself. You look like you've been out in the sun without the sun lotion again, mate.
I get it. I'm like a vampire, hide from myself.
But like, it seems at the moment like people are trying to say that we can't do this because we don't. You know what I mean? For some reason, this wouldn't work. And that album, we made good music. Yeah, that's the main thing. We made good music. The reason why I don't talk about that album so much is because there was a falling out amongst the group members. And when I say a falling out, well, everyone knows being in a band can be difficult. People in difficult places or different places. We got to a point of being able to do a gig at the Jazz Cafe, and for whatever reason that didn't happen, and everything kind of folded. There was a heightened emotions and so on and so forth. That's all water under the bridge now. The other day I listened back to the album. The album sounds Chris. For those who don't know, the album sounds amazing.
For your friends in St Albans.
For my friends in St Albans. Sounding Parker.
Sounds awfully good. These are a bunch of chaps.
Nah, but we were mad lucky, man. We had a guy named DJ Scully, who was like Technics DMC DJ Mixing champion, make
What's
the
that
beats
mean?
for us.
DJ Mixing Championship. What does that mean? He can go like that? What?
Okay, so the best way to put it is, and to me, what set him apart.
What is it? Where's the talent in DJ?
Turn the tape over, fast forward it a bit, turn it back over, press play.
That's it. And then just have one of those voices.
No.
Yes, next tune coming up.
So,
What is DJ? Play, fast forward, rewind. That's it.
So if you imagine, right, I'll put a link in the thing below. But long and short, my mate Scully could juggle 2 juggling balls while doing a beat juggle on the records with the other hands. He's a bad man. And long and short, he made a load of beats and he let us use a lot of the beats for that album. So the beats are amazing. Shane at West Point Studios did the mixing down and everything.
Right, where is West Point Studios? What town is it in?
Do you know what? It's in Dalston or something. It's in London anyway.
Dalston.
I don't think it's Dalston.
Somewhere in Hackney.
No, it ain't Hackney then.
I mean, it's not Dalston, then, is it?
Do you know what? I'm being so rubbish. You did
You've
this
been
last week.
Look at you. You're going, yeah, this song represents a really important part of my life. Where's it made? And who was on it?
I remember.
Have you found this CD?
Acton is where it is, mate.
Acton. There you go.
Do you know where that is?
Acton. I do. It's ever under the Central Line. But why would he got it there? West Point Studios, isn't it? West Point. No, it's Acton. Acton Town Centre. Acton Town Centre.
Actually, this is Acton Town Centre recording studios.
Yeah. Why they do that? Why they do that?
And the project didn't take very long to do. It was like we came together, collaborated, recorded everything within about a month.
And then you fell out. And why did you fall out? Artistic differences, money, woman, what?
I think the most politically correct way to put it is that we weren't all in the same headspace. And because we weren't all in the same headspace...
Which one of you a nutter?
Clashes.
I was a nutter. You can say it, okay.
There were some characters... There were some characters that during them periods of life struggled to align their vibration, you get me?
See, I can't be part of a band or a team or any of them kind of things. I can't do it. If me and you could not be a team, right? You'd be in charge, I'd do what you tell me. But I could not have equal partnership, equal state. I can't do it. When I had my day job, I worked in it for 10 years. And once, some idiot said, why do you apply for the manager's job? I'm like, I can't be in charge of people. Can't do it. I should have been a lighthouse keeper. Quite happy living in my lighthouse.
Just on your jacks?
Yeah, can't do it, man. Can't do it. And I just think sometimes where you get these artistic differences, it's just egos, man. Egos do my nut.
Well, it's funny you say that, man, because like I don't know. I realised in the last couple of days, my missus and I, we took a couple of days off just to chill and try and record some stuff for a music video that I'm doing for a new track. And I realised that the learning curve was like steep in it for my missus, because I kind of come on and realise what I'm like to work with. I'm kind of like, you should be at the level that I'm at. So if I ask you to do something, you should know everything that I've known. Do this.
Just out of interest, how many languages does your missus speak? 4, 5?
3, I think. Yeah.
3. And how many languages do you speak?
We can't include patois, can we?
No, you can't just do make-up languages that you talk to with your doll's heads when you're brushing them. We have to only have real official languages. She speaks 3 languages.
Can I put the language of love in there? No?
Language of love. So,
I speak like...
if we put it to the vote in the box, who should have been in charge of this music video? You or the woman who speaks 3 languages?
That's very true. That's very true.
See?
But she did really well, man. She did really well. We're still together. Do you know what I mean? Like,
she did really well.
She did really well.
So, yeah. Well, let's just stick with the English language at the moment. These words you're using are going to get you an arse kicking.
Why?
There are certain words, like, you know, you see all these videos of men getting pulled over by the police and getting beat up, right? You're more likely to get beat up by your missus than the police for saying the wrong thing. So you can say to the police, right, get off my car, you fat shit, right? That's it. You might get all caution. Say that to your missus, you're dead. When you go, she did really well, she will slap you up in 3 languages.
How am I supposed to... I mean, what is it? The surprise in my voice? What is it? I've messed it up now. I'm digging a hole.
Tone. It's a lot to do with tone and attitude.
She did really well.
It's okay, actually. She did surprisingly well. What are you having? Listen, them are the riots in London. It's the riots around your house.
Trust me, mate. There was a point where I was like, you have to do this. And she was like, yeah, but I can't do that. And I was just like, why? And then I realised at that moment, like, yeah, you need to take a couple of steps back and, like, show what you're asking. But nah, man, the video should look wicked. So she did really, really well.
Look forward to seeing it.
Can't even remember where I was going with that.
No. But that's the story of your life, isn't it, really? You start off with a really exciting, interesting piece of news, and it just fizzles out because you get bored. You bore yourself, is what happens to you. You start off going, oh my God, this is hilarious and funny. And but that's real life. That's how the world should be.